Hey guys, how's it going? It's Jewel Tolentino here. Alright, so in this video, I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm going to be talking about an Amazon FBA success story. Alright, so I wanted to do something a little bit different, and I wanted to share an Amazon FBA success story with you guys. Now, this story has to do with Arit's mom, Mrs. Esselin. Alright, so let's just rewind a little bit. I've been doing Amazon FBA for about 3 years now, part-time for 3 years, and Arit's mom knew that I had been doing Amazon FBA because sometimes when I would visit over there, I would have like a bunch of products because they live near a Walmart supercenter. So sometimes before I would go over there for dinner, I would hit up the Walmart and do some scanning. And then when I would end up going into their house, I'd have like 12 boxes of Keurig cup holders and all these weird toys and stuff to bring into the house because I never wanted to leave in the car just in case someone would break into the car. So in the beginning, she would always ask me like, what is all this stuff that you're bringing in? And I would say that, oh, I'm selling it on Amazon and you buy it for low and you sell it for high. And, she thought that was a weird concept. Like, you can actually do that. People do that. People buy stuff from Walmart and then list it on Amazon. And, I explained to her the process and I gave her like real life examples. Like, for example, that K-cup, Keurig cup holder. Back then, I had bought like, I don't know, like 20 of them or something for like $14.99, maybe $12.99 around there. And then I would sell them on Amazon for like $54 to $60, making a profit on them. And she couldn't believe that I would get an item for $12, $14 and then sell it for $54 to $60. Every so often she would ask me, hey, did you end up selling all those items? And I'm like, yeah, they're all gone. I've now restocked and moved on to a new product. And she would get really excited because she's the type to go out and shop and find deals herself. Now, she never did it for selling purposes, but just, for leisurely use or gifts. She would always be really good at finding deals, whether it be like grocery shopping or just shopping at the mall. So there was a time period where she would ask me and be really excited. And then, one day she had actually bought an item herself because I kept telling her, like, I think it was the time when I was really into Transformers and she had no idea what Transformers were or what any brand name type toys were. And I was telling her about these Transformers that I would get from like Walmart and I would sell them, buy them for low, sell them for high. And then one day when I went to visit, she said, oh, hey, Jewel, I found this Transformer toy. It was like $10.99. Do you think that it would sell on Amazon? Now, at the time, she wasn't even using the Amazon FBA scanner. She was just going off of the knowledge that I was telling her every time when I would sell an item. And I actually scanned that item. And yeah, I said, hey, yeah, you can make a profit on this. Good job on, choosing an item. And then, we were talking, and then one thing led to another, and then I was going to take her product and send it in on her behalf just to try out. And then if it sold, I wasn't really in it to make money or anything. I was just going to give her her cut. And, we did that for a couple of items here and there. We would go shopping and then she would buy it and she said, okay, ship it out minus the shipping cost and let me know if these sell and if it makes a profit. So we did that for a little bit and, it did work. Every so often I would do a payout for her and give her an envelope full of money with all her Amazon FBA earnings. And then that, happened a couple of times here and there, nothing too crazy. Now, I'm going to give you a little bit of background on Mrs. Esselin, Arit's mom. She is a retired nurse. She has done nursing her entire life. And I can't remember exactly when she retired. I think it's been more than 5 years since she's retired. And ever since she retired, she hasn't done any other thing other than, like cooking and cleaning and that whole thing with like being at home. And then fast forward to 2017, I think it was in the springtime, and we were hanging out with her at White Rock Beach, and we were just sort of like chatting and being like, do you like your retired life? Would you ever want to go back to nursing and do work? She said that she wouldn't want to go back to the nursing because it was a lot of like hard work, and she doesn't miss that part, but she misses the part of going to go and do something and making money for yourself doing something. And then so I suggested, hey, why don't you do the Amazon FBA thing? You're really good at finding deals. Why don't you create your own account and do it yourself? It's not that difficult to learn. I can teach you. And she was sort of playing around with the idea. She wasn't really on board with it, but like kind of like it would be nice, but you're not really going to go and do it. That was kind of the feel that I was getting from that conversation. So that was 2017 springtime. Then hits the summertime 2017. Right now we're heading into winter. It's November 2017. So this just happened this past summer, like a couple months ago. In July, Arit's sister comes over from Toronto, and we were all chatting around, and then I think the Amazon FBA came up again, and then both of them wanted to learn how to do Amazon FBA in Canada. And then they were both on board, and I was really excited because both of them are really good at shopping and finding the deals and, going to Winners and like having that patience to go through Winners. I don't really have that kind of patience. And so it was decided that I was going to teach them and do some tutorials for them. So before they could even start, they had to watch my entire online course that I have on Udemy on Amazon FBA for Canadians. So both of them were watching the course, and it was really funny because I was there too, and I would see them sitting on the computer watching me taking notes, and it was a little bit humbling to know that they were taking my course. And the reason why I asked them to do that is so that when I explain things in real life, they'll understand what I'm saying, because if I just start speaking and you haven't gone through the course, then you're going to be confused, because the course goes through the very basics and, it explains the whole thing, how it works. So it was very helpful that they had watched that before I started teaching them. So after watching the course, they did their own shopping. They went out by themselves and they went and scanned and bought a bunch of different items. Like, they just went all out, and that was amazing. And then when they brought the items back, I was going to teach them the packaging process. So we went through the whole thing. I taught them like how to actually input the products and sticker them and box them, the whole process. And after that, they were able to do 2 shipments before I had to leave. When we went all over, like we went to the States, San Francisco, Nashville, the island, that whole caving thing. When we went on those adventures, they managed to do 2 boxes before we left. And I was super proud of them, because they did it by themselves and they were able to ship it out. Like, that was such a great achievement. If you can get out a shipment, like, you're far more ahead than most people. And so we went on all the trips, like I said, and I was gone for like over a month. And then we came back in, I think, around August. So we came back from the trip and, we visited Arit's mom, Mrs. Esselin, and in the room upstairs, she had this like office, and she had bought a bunch of items that she wanted to send in to Amazon. And I was like, whoa, that's crazy. Like, you did this all yourself? You went scanning? Like, she had no prior experience at all. Like, all she ever did was nursing. Like, she knows nursing and cooking and motherly type duties, but nothing to do with e-commerce. She had never sold anything or done anything with the computer in her life. Now, the cool thing about Mrs. Esselin is that she didn't let her age stop her. She was determined to learn this process. Now, it took her a bunch of tries, and she would ask like lots of questions, and that's good because she was always willing to learn and willing to find the answers. And we ended up doing the first shipment, second shipment, third shipment. Around the 4th or 5th shipment, I things just clicked for her. All of a sudden, she could do the whole thing by herself and she didn't have to ask any questions. And I really loved her ability to just take action. Like she's not one to just sit around and rest. She would go shopping like a couple days in a row, and then when she got the item, she would go on the computer and input the items. And yeah, she was a little bit slow in the beginning and she didn't know what buttons to press. She had never gone on the Amazon dashboard before. Everything was completely new, but she took the time to learn it. And, you know, I get a lot of comments from older people and really young people who have that as a barrier, that, you know, this is new and this is hard and I can't find any items at Walmart. There's nothing there. And I really don't believe that, because if you have a Walmart, you can find something. There is at least one item, and I kid you not, there's like a lot of items in there that you can sell. You just have to be open-minded and you have to search for them. Especially if you're new, the items aren't gonna pop out to you. Now, when I go to a Walmart or a store, I know pretty easily what items are going to sell based off of all the scanning that I've done. And I know that, okay, that's not going to sell, that's going to sell, that could potentially sell. Like, you have to gain that scanning experience, and you're not going to get that from the very first time that you did it for an hour. Like, I had to scan for hours and hours. It's a skill to learn, to understand what brands and products are known and ones that suck. And so Reed's mom, she was starting to get it too. You know, at first she was scanning everything, and then she realized, okay, that does well, that doesn't do well, and she started to learn the names. She had no idea what these toys were. And you know, it was about 2 or 3 weeks after she had sent her first shipment, I believe it was in September sometime, she had made her very first sale on Amazon FBA, and that was crazy. We were in the room like packaging the next shipment or something, and I think I needed to borrow her phone to check on an item, and I clicked refresh on her Amazon FBA app, and I saw that she made a sale, and I announced it to her, and she was like, she lit up. Like, she was so incredibly happy. It was amazing. And you know, all of us were celebrating. Arit's dad, we were doing the high fives, going woohoo. You know, it was a great moment. Now the key thing here is that, yeah, it was hard for her in the beginning. She had no idea what was going on, no experience. But she kept at it. She was consistent with it that whole entire time since August. She was doing the shopping, like the scanning. Then she was learning about the products. Then she would input the items. And then she would enter the details. And then she would print the labels and put them on the packages. Even learning how to properly place the items in a box is tricky, because you kind of have to like play Tetris with it. But now she's really good at it. So I'm really proud, because she didn't let her age and her knowledge stop her. Even though she didn't have any experience, and she could have given herself so many excuses. She could have said, you know, I'm too old, I'm a nurse, I don't know computers. You know, she's like a, you know, like my parents with computers. They just got onto Facebook and they don't really know too much. But, you know, she didn't let that kind of thing stop her. And so I wanted to share this story with you guys, if you are struggling, that it is possible. It is totally possible. You just need to have consistency, and you need to keep doing it, and you need to keep learning. Like, she did not, whenever she did not know something, she would ask me, or she would go and call the Amazon FBA support system and ask them a question. And sometimes when none of that was available, she would just figure it out herself. And you know, ever since she made that first sale, like, it was crazy. We had like a mini celebration, and then she had her second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th sale. I think now she's probably closer to her 20th sale or something. I'm not exactly sure. I'm going to have to touch base with her. But to go from having 0 sales to making a bunch of sales is a huge accomplishment. And I want to give a shout out to you, Mrs. Esselin, for taking action and learning something new, even though you had no prior experience at all. So I just wanted to share this story with you guys, that, you know, there's really no excuse. If you want to go and do something, you can, and you just need to push through. Alright guys, well that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
Back from the dead.